So if you're not getting the results that you want from your social media marketing right now, it's simply because you're using... In this video, I'm going to show you a better way to do your social media marketing and share with you several social media marketing tips and tricks that you can implement into your strategy today. Doing these will enable you to get more followers, more comments, and ultimately more sales and more customers from your social media marketing. You see, there's a few simple social media marketing tactics that you can use that are going to help you reach a whole lot more people, because it's going to help increase the amount of engagement you're getting on your content. And when you do that, it's going to help the social media algorithms recognize, hey, this person makes good stuff that people like to see. And once they recognize that, the social media platforms will do everything they can to help you reach more people. The good news is this isn't about luck, and it's not even about skill. Rather, it's about knowing a few simple tricks that all of the best social media marketers use that enable them to build massive audiences of engaged and loyal fans. So if you're not getting the results that you want from your social media marketing right now, it's simply because you're using old and outdated tactics that simply don't work anymore. For example, maybe your social media marketing strategy is mostly self-promotional. Or worst of all, maybe you're just on the completely wrong platform in the first place, which means it doesn't matter how good your content is because none of your target market is going to see it. Or worst of all, do people say that? You're not doing anything, sitting on the sidelines and waiting for the right time. Letting overwhelm get the best of you and not creating, not posting, and therefore not growing. Now, one option you have is to rail against social media and to complain, on social media of course, and maybe even quit social media altogether, at least for a couple days, just to prove a point. But then the big guys win, and so do your competitors, and we can't let that happen. So if you can't beat them, join them. Or if you're Elon Musk, you could always buy them like he did with Twitter. Silly guy paid $44 billion for Twitter. I got it for free on the App Store. Checkmate, Mr. Musk. So let me help you fix that now. And it all starts by first understanding how consumer behavior on social media has changed. Specifically, how social media continues to replace other forms of media in your audience's lives. Month after month and year after year, social media consumption rises, and as apps like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube continue to take market share away from TV and Netflix and Amazon and other streaming services, the demand for quality content on these platforms just keeps rising. But what makes social media and marketing on these platforms so different and so interesting, especially when compared to traditional media, is the social aspect of it. The community, the conversations, the fact that it's an engagement platform where you can interact and talk to people. Real people, in many cases the business owner, influencer, or creator themselves. For example, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to keep this up, but at least until now, I've tried to respond to each and every single comment I get on all of my YouTube videos. And I've done this with every video for the past 5 years. And it's these unscalable activities that humanize your brand. They create trust and they build relationships over time. But there's another element to this as well, which is that it's not just about conversations, or being open and available, or engaged and authentic, or whatever other goal you're aiming for. It's also about marketing and growing your business and making money. And people forget that all the time, focusing instead on trying to go viral or getting as many likes and comments and shares as possible. But you can't pay your bills with likes. So the goal of social media marketing is to do marketing on social media. That was deep, I know. And marketing is about communicating value to your customers or to your audience. It's about serving them and helping them get to where they want to go. But in order to do that, you're going to need a plan. And that's why I created the Marketing Master Plan. So let me walk you through that now. First, you start with the model. This is the what, as in what am I going to offer to my market? Not in terms of content, but in terms of how you're actually going to make money. Because a business that doesn't make money is just a hobby. And hobbies are totally okay. Just don't get them confused with a business or there's gonna be a world of hurt. Next is market. This is the who, as in who is my ideal customer avatar, my perfect target market, that perfect customer that loves me, loves what I do, and wants to tell everyone about just how great I am. You know the ones. It's important to be clear about who you serve and where they're at in life, because this is going to lead you to the next part, the message. The message is the why, as in why are they going to care? What problems do they have that I could solve for them? What goals do they have that I could help them achieve? What do they want to hear and what do they need to hear? Once that's covered, you move on to the next part, which is media. Media is all about the where and when, as in where are they present and active online, or in other words, where are you going to reach them, and then when and how often will I post or create content there, which is about setting up a consistent content schedule. This is important because you can't just show up on social media for a day and expect magic to happen. It's gonna take some reps. And then finally, you have the machine. The machine is the how, as in how will I guide my audience through the process that takes them from audience to customer. Another word for this is marketing funnel or sales funnel or customer journey. So now that you've got the framework in place with the marketing master plan, it's time to throw a little gas on the fire. Take things to the next level, put the cherry on top, twist something. In other words, now that you've got the strategy, it's open season for tips and tricks and hacks and all that fun stuff. The first of which is to capitalize on short-form vertical video. Here's the deal. If you've been on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube lately, then I know you're already familiar with what exactly a short-form vertical video is. But just in case not, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. A short video that's filmed vertically, not horizontally. See? Marketing's not that complicated. But what you may not know is just how popular these short-form vertical videos are these days. And I'm not just talking about your audience either. I'm talking about the platforms themselves, being TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and how they're trying to get you to create more of these short-form vertical videos. And when you give them what they want, well, they'll show your stuff to more people for free, which sounds like a pretty good trade-off to me. The other benefit of short-form vertical video, though, is that you can typically create it around 10 times faster because it's 10 times shorter, at least when compared to a full-length blog or a podcast or a full-length video. And that means that you can create 10 times more of them, which, if my math is correct, carry the 1 and the 2 in the frame, move the 4 with the same and divide by. It'll basically give you 10 times more opportunities to get your stuff in front of the right people. But there's something else you need to know as well. Not just about short-form vertical video, but about social media in general. Come closer. 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 Whoa, too close. You see, the different social media platforms typically don't get along very well with each other. Not because they don't want to, but because they're sworn enemies, each vying for their piece of the multi-billion-dollar online advertising industry. Now, they don't say this directly, but their actions speak louder than words. Here's the deal. As we saw with Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter for $44 billion, owning a social media platform can be a very lucrative business. But here's the thing. Twitter only generates around $4.5 billion a year from ads. Facebook made $114.93 billion on ads, Google $209.49 billion, Amazon $31.16 billion, and even TikTok's ad revenue is expected to triple this year to $11.64 billion, up from $3.88 billion the year before. These are big numbers, and the social media companies have a legal obligation to try to maximize these as much as possible, which means it's really not in their best interest to play well with others. So they don't. This is why whenever you upload content to social media, whether it is a short-form vertical video, an image, a text post, or basically anything, you want to upload it natively to each platform individually. In other words, don't just post something on TikTok and then share the link and put the link on Instagram, because there'll be a little watermark there, and Instagram doesn't like that. And they're gonna punish you by putting your content in the corner and not letting anybody see it. Same with YouTube, same with LinkedIn, same with Facebook, same with pretty much everything else. But there's another lesson that can be learned here as well, which is just how powerful and popular their advertising platforms are. And if social media advertising is something that you want to improve or to add to your social media marketing strategy, then the next thing you're going to want to do is check out the video I've got linked up right here on a better way to do Facebook advertising. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video. Nope. The reason that most ads don't work is because they're saying the wrong things to the wrong people. Or in other words, the offer that they're making is either unrelated or unappealing. An unrelated message means